Hello. Just reading Stephen King. Magic cards. Good for bookmarks. So, we said goodbye to 2020 and hello to 2021. I don't really have a New Year's resolution per se, but I want to do a video just for you every single day. We can call that my New Year's resolution. In this video, I have a couple things that I would like to show you that are very interesting. The first thing that I would like to show you is gameplay from a deck that I built that's a homebrew that I'm trying to get to Platinum Mythic. This past season, I played it and I got to Platinum 3, Platinum 4, but nowhere near Mythic yet. I'm still kind of tinkering with the deck, and one of the problems that I ran across was mill. All the time. It's best of one and it's standard in Magic the Gathering Arena, but 90% of the field is playing mill decks. So I found a creative way to destroy mill decks. So check this out. Alrighty, so we got a pretty good hand. Playing against this opponent, at this point, you don't know what the opponent has. Now, I'm playing a ranked match. Last season, I was Platinum 3, Platinum 4, up and down, Platinum 3. It drops you back down to gold tier at the end of the season. So, at this point, I think I'm like gold 3. I got enough land. Decided to play a forest and a gilded goose because the goose gives you extra mana. At this point, I have no idea what my opponent is playing, but 90% of the field for best of one standard ranked is mill. And typically you want the wish. In my deck, I use the wish to get either banana, Agadeem's Awakening. This is what I call the banana maneuver because it's a slippery slope. Agadeem's, otherwise known as the banana card, because it's hilarious when they slip and fall on their face, is a good card, especially against mill. My opponent's playing blue. I cast my migratory Great Horn, otherwise known as the Grape Horn, grapes and bananas. So I have a couple land out. I used my food for mana to cast the Great Horn on top. So now I have a 3/4 flyer in play. In the event that the cards get bounced, both of them get bounced back to my hand. So it's always good. I don't really want the elemental. I typically use the Wish Claw to grab one of two things, and it depends on what I have. I have a terror in my hand, so right now I just want more land. So I either grab the terror with it if I don't have a terror, or I'll grab something that I can use like Murder Rider to kill their creature, or I'll grab something along the lines of a mana source. I already have the terror in my hand, and I want to get something that is going to cause them to discard cards, because I know there's counter spells there. I wanna try to either play it, get them to counter it, remove a card from their hand. You have to be real careful with blue because they put a lot of counter spells in. They also put a lot of destruction in there if it's black and blue. At this point, I'm not sure if it's mono blue or just straight blue. So I have to be careful of what they're going to counter. I don't want to throw Terror that peeks out right away. And it's a mill deck. By the two cards that they put in there already, I can tell their creature based on the blocking and attacking having to have certain cards in my graveyard, their graveyard.
They're basically dumping cards into their graveyard and then trying to mill me as well. There may very well be something in their deck that they use to pull cards back out of the graveyard. So I have to be careful for that also. And I don't want to use Agadim's Awakening as a mana source, especially with a mill deck. I want to grab something, and normally I would use Cultivate, but I know they're going to mill me, so I'm throwing my Cultivate on the bottom, because on the top of the library, they're going to mill those cards. And I'd rather have the Cultivate later in the game. If I throw it right on top and try to draw it, other than wishing for it, it's a bad idea to put anything on top of your library that you want playing against a mill deck. You always want it to go back to the bottom. I have wishes so I can find it. Find what I need when I need it. And they put a Baron out. That's a problem. Baron is super bouncy. And I expected that. I expected bounce with blue. Boomerang. I'm going to create a food. Mostly because I'm hungry and thinking tacos. Other than that, it really doesn't serve any purpose. It's kind of a distraction, in case they have anything that destroys artifacts. Nice. So they opt. The opt allows them to mill me. I'm just going to let them mill. I like mill. I like being milled. It's important to be milled there. A lot of cards in my graveyard. The more cards in my graveyard, the better. Gives me more options. You got to use whatever your opponent does against them. That's the trick to playing Magic the Gathering. Well, one of the tricks. There are 1,357 tricks that you can use. But it's kind of like the Fox and the Hound. You kind of want one trick that works against mill. And Agadim's is pretty devastating if you use it correctly with the combination that I'm using. I don't know what you'd call this deck. Homebrew, combo, toolbox, banana, grape, smorgasbord fruit. So I'm just waiting on my opponent at this point. I can be taking a nap as long as it takes for this mill deck player to attempt to kill me by milling me. Alright, so I play Terror of the Peaks. They are tapped out, so they cannot counter my Terror of the Peaks at this point. You have to wait with a blue deck till they are completely tapped out to play the cards you actually want to play. Because 9 times out of 10, they will counterspell them. When they go out, they will either try to find a way to do something nasty to it. Bounce it, throw planeswalkers, whatever. I love the sleepy emote. I'm so sleepy. You have put me to sleep with how slow you are playing your side of the game. So I don't really want to block their 5/4 with my Terror. And my opponent should know that. It does allow me to block the 2/2. I'm going to good game my opponent just because why not? They mill me. And it could go two ways. They could think, okay, he's got a Terror, he's going to try to kill me, he thinks the game is over. Or I'm going to mill him, there's nothing he could do. He's good gaming me because he knows I'm so good at playing blue that I'm just going to bounce this back and there's absolutely nothing that he can do. So at this point, you just kind of want your opponent to get that false sense of security. Blue is a great deck to play against if you'd like to give them that false sense of security that the counter spells and everything else that they're doing has like any effect at all. Because they have to wait. They have to wait on you. They are basically the Maytag man waiting for a repair. And at this point, they just bounce this stuff back to my hand. No big deal. They know Terror of the Peaks is there. It's threatening. I move it around in my hand like a DJ. They still see it because it's visible. So they know Terror's coming. Kind of like a warning. Here is a Terror. This is what I'm playing. This is what I'm going to kill you with. Be prepared. Be prepared. Do not tap your blue, because when you are tapped out, I will kill you. Fair warning. Terror's there. It's smiling at you with its terror teeth. Wish Claw. They used a wish. Now, as an opponent playing against the Punisher, rule number 1, never use your Wish Claw talisman. Why? Because I can get whatever card I want with it when you get it back to me. Doubly so if I have a lithoform engine in play, because I can get 2 wishes. And wishes, as we know, are for snitches. And you get stitches. So, I get my Cultivate. The reason why I want my Cultivate at this point is I know I'm playing against Mill. And I want the most swamps available in play. Why? Because banana. So my Agadines, otherwise known as the slippery banana, is what I'm going for. But in order to Agadine to the point to where I can kill my opponent in 1 move, I need at least 3 black and 7 more. So you have to try to fight that mill deck to get your land into play. Everything else is a distraction. Just like a ball in a cup. We're just playing ball in a cup, ball in a cup, ball in a cup against the blue. Now, I have a Great Horn, otherwise known as the Grape Horn, or the Matterhorn, whichever you want to call it, if you're into Disneyland. And the Great Horn, while it's in play, is a flyer. So I'm like, I can attack you with this. I can attack you. It's a distraction. Do I really want to attack my opponent with the Great Horn? No. Mill, mill, mill. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Right? Okay. So you get the idea. They're just milling me. We'll just let them mill. I'll be back here taking a nap while you mill me. It's all good. Alright, so now they have Teferi, Master of Time. Draw, mill. 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 Okay. And that's all they have. It's horse blinders. They're stuck in the homebrew, even if this deck is Platinum Mythic, horse blinders. So the value for Agadines, Bananas, it's bananas. Okay, it's going to be 7, of course, because I need Beanstalk. So I'm thinking I had something that was 4 for some reason. Like I was like, do I have something that's 4? No, not so much. So I'm looking at all of it and I'm thinking, what is the most largest, biggest stuff that I can throw, right? The great thing about Terror and everything else is when it comes into play, right? When it comes into play, Terror and everything lands at the same time. So it's as if Terror goes first. The Teferi, they're still milling. Like, dude, the game's done. You're dead. Give it up. Give up them biscuits. Nothing you can do. You're playing the Punisher. Come on now. Okay, Teferi. Okay, so Terror of the Peaks hits. Boom, right? The first card that does damage is from left to right. It's going to be 5 damage to them, which is my number 3. I didn't have a 4, but number 3. 3 mana source, boom, 5 damage, right? So, bam, 3. Okay. The next one that hits is 9 because it's a giant. Boom, 9. Okay. The third one that hits is 6. Boom. And then it goes to the Gilded Goose, which is 0, and Gilded Goose doesn't matter. If you add it all together, 9 plus 5 plus 6 is... You're dead. You're dead, Jim. Boom, boom, boom. Good game. And that is how you defeat a mill deck with a magical banana.
Oh, hello again. So, this next portion of the video, I would like to show you a pack opening. I plan on doing at least a pack opening every single day, if nothing else, in my videos. But I might do food stuff, I might do Magic the Gathering stuff. There may be other video game stuff that I show you. But every single day, I'm going to try to do a pack opening just for you. This pack opening for today is a pack of Zendikar Rising. Alrighty everyone, we are doing a pack opening today. This is a Zendikar Rising pack that we are opening today. And there are magic cards inside. Okay, so they say Magic the Gathering. We have an illusion token creature. We have a swamp. It is a full page swamp from Zendikar Rising. Shoot Swarm. Yes, I use Shoot Swarm in my deck. It is a very good card. I love Shoot Swarm. Survival rule 782. There are always more shoot bugs. Yes, indeed. So Shoot Swarm is a very good rare. It is a creature. It costs 2+1 green. It is landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you have control of 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Shoot Swarm instead. So you create multiple Shoot Swarms. And there are a bunch of cards that you can use that in combination with. But we're just doing a pack opening, so I'm not going to go into all that. We have B. Yin Veil. It's an uncommon. We have Marusa's Sproutling, which is also an uncommon. We have Rock Slide Sorcerer, which is an uncommon. We have Expedition Skulker, which is a common. We have Subtle Strike, which is a common. We have Stonework Pack Beast, which is also an uncommon. A common, excuse me. We have Pressure Point, it's common. We have Reclaim the Waste. This is a good card. The drawback of Reclaim versus some of the other cards that get multiple land is Reclaim puts them in your hand instead of into play. I like cards that are a little bit better that put them into play tapped, but they do have a higher mana cost. At least for the first portion. There's 2 different mana costs on here. I'll kind of go into that. 1, green, you put 1 in your hand, or the kicker, which is 3, total of 4, which puts 2. This cost with the kicker is actually higher than some of the other cards. So we have Core Celebrant, which is common. We have Spitfire Lagak, which is a common. We have Bubble Snare. Gotta love a Bubble Snare. If you're playing blue, Bubble Snare is a very nice card. It basically causes them to tap their creature if you use the kicker. And if you don't, it does not untap during their untap step. Or you can tap it if it's untapped. If they attack you with it, you can use the 1. If not,
the kicker. Pyroclastic Hylian, common, and then Territorial Scathe Cat, which is also a landfall creature. I do not use Scathe Cat, but it is a very nice card. I may put it in a different deck if I want to play green with the Scathe Cat. And that is all for the pack. So I'm glad to have a Shoot Swarm. That was a very good pack, and I love Shoot Swarm. So there you go. Zendikar Rising.
Oh, you're still here. Still reading that Stephen King book. Village Vomit. Stephen King. So, I appreciate you watching. I know my videos are a little strange. I have a very strange sense of humor. But so does Stephen King. Anyway, if you like this video or any of my videos, be sure and click that subscribe button. You can also check out my latest video here, probably this video today until tomorrow, and another cool video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.